Hello and welcome to another edition of Tuesdays with the Disability Policy for All. This month is Gay Pride Month, and today I'm talking to an individual who's gay, and his name is David Fry from the Green Mountain Self-Advocates. So, welcome.
Thank you, Liz.
We're going to be talking about his experience as a person who's gay. So, the first question is, as a person with a disability, and as well as a person who's gay, do you feel like you get a double dose of discrimination and how?
Yeah. Personally, with me, in the workplace, when I first came out of being a gay man, I did get that double whammy. I lost a job because I was gay, and not so that I had a disability, because I did the job to my ability, and I did it to my ability, but as soon as they found out that I was gay, I did lose a job.
I'm sorry to hear that. Can you talk a little bit more about being discriminated against?
Well, when there weren't so many laws to protect people with being GLBTQ, but I think today, 2016, I think there are a lot more laws to protect us. But from what I understand, the job part of GLBTQ, there's not a lot of protection to protect people that are GLBTQ. But having a disability, we do have two things against us, and that is being gay and having a disability. So I can understand that double whammy.
Okay. Can you, for the benefit of our audience, what does LGBTQ mean?
LGBTQ means gay, lesbian, bi, trans, or questioning about your sexuality.
Okay, thank you. The next question is, what kind of advocacy work do you do on behalf of the LGBTQ community?
Well, what I do is I run a support group every single week here in Burlington, Vermont, at the Vermont Pride Center. I meet weekly with people with disabilities on Wednesday at 4:30 at Vermont Pride Center, and we talk about issues like relationships. We talk about safe sex. We talk about what's going on in people's lives, and we bring those questions to the table so that people can talk about what is going on in their life. It could be housing. Maybe somebody doesn't have any housing, and they're gay, lesbian, bi, trans, or questioning, and they need that kind of support about trying to get housing. Housing seems to be a very big issue in the state of Vermont, and I think all over, because it's so expensive renting. And if you're not in a program like especially for people that have a disability, to help them to live their lives and to have great housing, it can be very hard for people. And so I think housing is a big issue.
Okay, and I'm wondering, and I didn't ask you this in advance, so I apologize. But I'm wondering, housing is a big issue, big policy issue everywhere. And you're right, David. But has it been especially big issue for the LGBTQ community?
Are you talking about housing?
Yeah, housing.
Housing? Yes, I think especially for people that are GLBTQ, because they haven't gotten the, some people get the support to help them get housing, and some people don't. And a lot of people in my group, I feel that they're not connected to, like Howard Center, they're not connected to Voc Rehab, they're not connected to an organization that will help them to get housing. And it's a big issue. And it's really too bad, because I've heard people saying, housing is just so expensive, and they don't have a job. They're on a very low income. They hardly bring anything in to get housing, and it is quite an issue for, I think, all over the United States, and not just Vermont.
Okay, thank you, David. Do you have anything else that you would like to talk about? If you're a person with disabilities, and you're just coming out of the closet, maybe you know that you're GLBTQ, and you need support around it. Just your screen just went black. Oh, there you go. So if you need support, being GLBTQ, I recommend that you go to your local gay and lesbian chapter and see if they have support for people with disabilities. And if they don't, I want you to do one thing, and that is to recommend that they should have some kind of support for people that have a disability, because it is so much more important for us, because we have isolation, we have things that are going on in our lives more than straight people do. I'm not straight people, but people that don't have a disability. And it's more harder for us to face that we have a disability and we are GLBTQ. And so this is why we need the support, and we need it ongoing, not just one-time thing and then we don't get the support. And I think for us, and I always think about this, is there is somebody out there that's everybody, everybody deserves to be happy, and everybody deserves to be
in a relationship that they're proud of, and it's a healthy relationship, and it can happen, and if we're GLBTQ. And for those people that don't think, well, I'll never find love or happiness in my life, that's wrong statement, because there's somebody out there for everyone.
You're so right, David. You talked about closet, and I'm not sure that all of our audience would have ever heard the word closet. Can you explain what you mean by that?
About class?
Closet. You said that.
Oh, being in the closet. For
Yeah.
people that are in the closet, people that are thinking about their sexuality, and they just don't know who to turn to, or what to do about the situation. And that's what I mean by closeted. Because there's a lot of people out there that they're just not sure about their sexuality. Maybe they're questioning about it. Questioning is another thing like closeted. They're not sure until maybe they start experimenting, or they have desires for something that is the opposite sex, or the same sex, not the opposite.
Okay, thank you. And if you have any more questions about this or any other policy issues, please go to the AUCJ webpage and look for this week's In Brief. And if you have any questions or comments about this week's Tuesdays with Liz, please leave them in the space below. Remember, this month is Gay Pride Month, so be proud of who you are, and that includes being a person with a disability as well as being gay and lesbian. Thank you, and have a nice day, and thank you, David. Bye.
Yeah, I'd like to add, if anybody would like to get a hold of me or look at the work that I'm doing in the state of Vermont, my email address is Dave, D-A-V-E, 626-2002 @yahoo.com, or go to the Vermont Pride Center of Vermont and see the work that I've been doing in the state of Vermont.
Okay, thank you, David, and have a great day. Bye.
Bye.